almost everybody knows about the drip coffee maker, so I'm not even going to talk about that. What I am going to talk about is the French press, the pour over, and on the other side of the room we'll show cold brew and a mocha pot. But the most important thing, we went to the bother of roasting beans ourselves the way we like. If we go and grind them early and just let oxygen get to them, well, that's no good at all. So what we need to do is we need to grind immediately before we roast, or before we brew, I should say. And to that end, I've just ground a medium grind. This grinder does several different coarsenesses. I've done a medium grind for a pour over, which is similar to what you would use in a drip coffee maker. I've done a coarse grind here in the French press, which is the same that we would do for the cold brew. And in a little bit, you'll also see that I've done a very fine grind for the mocha pot, which is what you would do for an espresso. Okay, I've got some hot water going here. An electric kettle is fine, a stovetop kettle is fine. The main thing is you want to have right at 200-degree hot water. Okay, for the French press, we're gonna go ahead and pour some in. We're gonna stir just a little, okay? And then we're gonna go ahead and fill the pitcher the rest of the way up. And we're gonna set it there for 5 minutes. Okay, we're just gonna leave it just like this and let that steep. Okay, while that's happening, we can go ahead and prepare our pour over. And we just have got this pour over filter on a cup, a mug, should say. And we're just gonna pour gently around the edges. Now we're gonna pour a little bit in and we're gonna let the coffee bloom. It's gonna just absorb some of that water and it's going to degas a little bit. And then after it's done that, then we'll go ahead and continue doing the pour over. Now, that is the same thing that your drip coffee maker should do if it's any good at all. It should spritz a little water on the beans, let them bloom, and then go ahead and do the drip process afterwards. And it should sprinkle the water around in the coffee. The pour over is a little bit different because you generally do it right around the edges. Okay, and I need to make sure that I'm not going to pour this out and fill my cup too full, so I'm just going to have a peek here, and that looks like we're going to be right there at a full cup here in just a little bit. Okay, this is a mocha pot. I've ground a very fine grind, the same as you would do for espresso. Some people call this a stovetop espresso maker because it makes espresso strength, not because it brews at espresso pressures. But I'm going to pour already hot water in this pressure chamber. I'm going to go ahead and put, it looks like a funnel, but it's not. There's a screen here and there's a screen here, and the coffee stays here between. Okay, I need a towel. This is going to be too hot for me to handle. I'm going to screw the serving chamber on to the pressure chamber, and then I'm going to tighten it down snugly. There's a rubber seal there. It makes sure that the coffee stays in between. And then I'm going to brew. This is just going to take just a couple of minutes. The cold brew here, we didn't show you how it's brewed, but I'll just show you briefly that we take a very coarse grind of the coffee. We put it in this filter chamber here, and then we pour water in through that until this pot is full. But because heat isn't applied, it takes longer. So we'll take that. It'll look really weak when we first put it in, like just like a really weak tea or something. And we'll put it in the fridge for 24 hours, and then it will be strong enough to drink. So this is the mocha pot. It's spelled M-O-K-A, not M-O-C-H-A, like the chocolate and coffee. This is the cold brew. Here's the pour over, okay, and the French press. We try them all at different times. Mrs. Anderson's favorite is the cold brew. Mr. Anderson's favorite is the mocha pot. And that's good coffee.